Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ad blocker's not working today. Oh no. Now you're stuck with me in awkward silence. Uh-oh. You're stuck with me. Okay. Most of the setup is done. Hello. Sorry, no music. Ad blocker's not working today. And I don't like ads. So now it's awkward silence. How unfortunate. Yeah. Bummer. Mm-hmm. And as the title suggests, it is going to be another Twisted Wonderland tier list thing because it's fun. But it's probably going to be a little bit on the short side because there's like only 7 Overblot designs. Whatever happens with Grim is debatable, but that's, I don't know. There's no answers for that yet. But yeah, in the meantime, we're just gonna rank the Overblot designs because apparently we're getting cards for those and they have extra outfits as well, but we're not doing the dream outfits because I can't find that. But I can talk about it. I can talk about it if I want. Just gotta make sure everything's set up properly. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good day so far. Hello, welcome back, Marcus. It's always lovely seeing you. We'll be getting started shortly, and before you ask, ad blocker is not working today, so no music. Yeah. It is unfortunate. I gotta wait for it to update so it can catch up, you know? I'm too broke to pay at the moment. This isn't my career. This is my hobby. It's fun. Also, surprise! The chat's blocked a little bit. I need to fix that. There we go. I am too broke for a real baby Malleus, but I can draw a baby Malleus. I'm a Genius! YouTube got wise to your streams and what you use music for if ad blocker is busted. Oh no, they're on to me. Please, no, I don't have any money. But yes, we be ranking. I've prepared images just so that we can get a better look because the images on the tier list are kind of cropped. This was the only one I could find. And it's cropped awkwardly. You can't really enjoy the designs here, but that's why I present a presentation showcasing the designs and their little monster companions. Well, they're not very little companions, they're just big companions. Shall we get started then with a riddle? I also just have an extra image on the side, just as a reminder of what Riddle's Overblot design looks like. A fresh reminder. There we go. So far, he's like the only character that has like an illustration like this. Almost, there's only like 3 characters that have like manga panels, but those aren't colored. So they don't really give you a chance to really see the details, but I do love this image. I didn't know Malleus could become a dragon. Yes! Yes, he can! He was literally hatched from an egg. I think Lilia mentions it in one of the cards. They're like, I remember when you first hatched from your egg, and everybody was kind of like just... Nobody really took it seriously until, like, just now. We're like, ah, yes, he really did come from an egg. Which means that his actual, like, adult-sized dragon form is probably very scary, and we haven't really seen that one. We've just seen baby. We've only seen the baby. Because, the Overblot, as you'll see, is similar, but not the same. Fairies had live birth like humans. I guess it depends on what it is. But that brings up the weird question of, was Sebek hatched from an egg or not? Because he's only half human. And, like, crocodiles lay eggs. That is a cursed question to think about. But, yeah. Riddle. Talking about Riddle. Here he is. As you can see, I have 2 of his sprites with 2 different expressions because, his face just does that. His face goes red. That just happens. He gets so angry. And as you can see, when a character overblocks, they have this scary-looking monster behind them. Almost everybody has like one of these sprite illustrations, but hold on, I need to remember to grab the Ignihide one because that one's a weird case. I'll just have that off to the side for later when we get there, because I have a lot to say about my 2 favorite boys. But we're talking about the other favorite boy, which is Riddle. And, like, I just love his color scheme. I love red. I love the roses. But I love how the roses are painted black instead of red on his, torn up skirt piece right here. These fancy things. He also got beautiful legs. Hi, give me a sec. I'm gonna be on my tablet. Okay. Welcome back! We're discussing Riddle Roseheart's Overblot design. Before I put him on my little tier list, I should kind of explain the rankings as well. Just a little bit, because, like, I don't hate any of these, which is why they're ranked like this. There's only, like, 3 options here. The lowest rank is just, yeah, I like it. Cool. But, like, if it's at the top, that means I absolutely adore it. Like, the aesthetics of it, just peak. What's with the glass heart? That's how you know it's an Overblot. An Overblot monster usually has like this like glass container thing for a head. In the tutorial, the prologue chapter, you see like a dwarf Overblot monster thing, and it also has like a ink jar head thing. So that's just what these monster designs look like. They're pretty cool, actually. They're also very patchworky. And Riddles is carrying a tree that is just ripped off the ground. Okay, I'm here. I also love Riddle look and Baby Malleus. Yeah, I drew this last night, last minute, because I'm like, I have a wonderful idea. I have a wonderful idea because I'm too broke to buy a real Baby Malleus plushie, but I can draw. I thought the Overblots had the heads of the former hosts, but corrupted. Surprisingly, no. These, from what we can tell, the Overblot monsters are like spawned from the magic user. So this thing spawned from Riddle's anger and emotional turmoil, I guess, is the best way to call it. But like, I just love what's going on with the legs. Like, it looks like fancy boots. I don't know how to explain this. It just looks cool. And also how, like, the skirt piece thing is very uneven. I never noticed that before. Like, I love looking at these and then noticing things about the designs that I didn't notice before. And also, like, almost all the designs have, like, this little flame thing going on over the eye. That's also supposed to be on these sprites, but that's like an effect that's separate from the image. I thought Overblots work like gem corruption from Steven Universe. I don't remember how that works in Steven Universe. Isn't it like... I forget. The dress... Look... The dress outfit. I can't decipher the typo. I'm sorry. But yeah, the monsters are like, I guess, Overblot crystallized into like a form because of like your emotions or whatever. That information is still a mystery, which I do hope we get more answers on. But as far as we know, it's usually just a combination spawn of like overexertion and emotional distress, negative emotions pretty much, and magic waste. Love the dress-like outfit. Okay, now that makes more sense. And yes, I do love it too. He's like, it's fancy. I adore him. He's also the only character whose eyes just changes color. Nobody else's eyes changed color. Only Riddle's. Because his eyes are like gray by default, or like a gray-blue color. And then when he overblots, they're red. Which is very interesting. He's like the only character that has that color change. Everybody else doesn't. Because their eye color is already kind of close to whatever flame color they have, except for Jamil, but like his eye colors don't even change either. And as for Riddle's design, where shall we rank it? I'm putting it... I'm putting it up here because I love it. He's my boy. I love him. In Steven Universe, corrupted gems are basically monstrous forms of gems who already existed, but they transformed into such forms. Oh, okay. I only saw like a couple episodes of Steven Universe. I can't remember anything about it. My dumb typo also really, I didn't see the eyes change. Yeah, his eyes change color. He's the only one that has that. They go from like gray, blue, whatever that color is, to red. And it's like, he's the only one who does that. Nobody else has a color changing has their eyes change color except for Riddle, so that's kind of funny. Especially because it's red. And, like, he's very pissed off. He's, like, very frustrated at this moment in the story when he's, like, overblotting or whatever, so, like, yeah. On to Leona! Yay! He does not have a color-changing eyes. Which, I like that because it actually, like, the green eyes are very noticeable. They stand out. I like his outfit. Along with the fact that you can still see his tattoo. Which, yeah, he has, like, an arm tattoo, but, like, sometimes I forget it exists. Which is kind of why I don't draw him that often, because it's like, I gotta draw the tattoo, but I don't like drawing the tattoo, because I can't draw a lion head. Looks hot, but the hair... I don't know. I kind of like seeing his forehead. I like how Leona's Overblot is literally Scar. Well, yeah, that's kind of what the monsters are. They're literally just the Disney villain in the background, but their head's replaced with, like, a container of ink and, like, a glass jar. They're also very patchworky. And I think Leona is, like, the only one not wearing shoes. Everybody else has shoes, except for Azul, but, like, I don't count tentacles as legs. Yeah, I like how his scar also becomes, like, covered in the ink on his face. It's hard to see it, because I don't have, like, a good, close-up image of his face, but, like, there's, like, the scar that's already on his face gets, like, more attention to it. Patchwork in what way? Also feet. Patchwork as in, like, there's stitches all over the monster, where it looks like it was sewn together poorly, like a Frankenstein monster. Like, if you didn't notice that on, here, it's a little bit easier to see along the chest where the heart area is on here. Yeah, like, they have, like, it looks like they're patched together. Yeah, I kind of like it, you know, I vibe with it. I vibe with Leona's Overblot look, because he also has the same thing going on with the legs, too, that Riddle does. But in this case, it looks more like wraps than Riddle's, which looks like fancy boots that are, like, wrapped around him. I don't know how to explain Riddle's, but, like, you see what I mean with Leona's, where it looks like he has, like, wraps around his legs? I just think it looks cool. Like, the pattern on it makes it look interesting. Instead of just, like, shiny black ink or whatever. But I also find it funny that his tail is, like, very hidden there. Almost like you forget that he's actually a lion. Yeah, I like it. I like it. And I like seeing Leona's forehead with his hair pushed back. He doesn't have a monstrously big forehead anyway, so it's not that weird. And in my conclusion... Oops, wrong thing. And as for the rankings of this image... It's going here. Because I do like Leona. But I like Riddle's more because of the colors, mostly. Because, like, the colors definitely do work for Leona, and I do like how his eyes really stand out because of how green they are. In comparison to, like, all the other more, like, natural dark gray tones that are going on in here. With, like, the dull gold, too. His eyes really stand out. Now, on to Azul. An interesting case, in my opinion. Azul! And just shrink this a little bit. Just so we can see what we're working with, you know? Just that right there. I I love his expressions. The faces he pulls in general are always kind of funny because they're so, like, dramatic. And in the Overblot form, it's, like, very dramatic. Like, just, he's finally lost it, pretty much, is what Azul's Overblot is. It's just finally snapped. You can see it in his eyes. Although Azul's eyes kind of change color a little bit. They just get a little bit paler, but, like, not that much. Octo boy! Yeah. I'm just personally a little disappointed that his mer form doesn't look too dissimilar to this. It's basically just the Overblot design without the fun accessories, and I think that's a little bit sad. Just a little bit. I would have liked if there was more difference between the two, but, like, at the same time, it's like, it's probably just easier to just do that. Just reuse the model, but take off the fancy accessories. Because, yeah, I think there's, like, something over his eyes, too, that makes his eyes look way more, like, icy than they usually do. Azul, the only one who went insane, and maybe Jamil. Yeah, I'm pretty sure around this point, they all just went insane. Like, Riddle and Leona, they were just, like, kind of angry and frustrated. But then you get to Azul, and he has, like, a mental breakdown, like, on an exponential level in comparison to the other two. Because, like, yeah, Riddle kind of has a breakdown, but he's more, like, it's more, like, just frustration. He's just angry. You know, he's kind of just mad, but, like, it's not that drastic of a change, and Leona's kind of just, like, an odd case. Where, like, yeah, is also, like, frustration as well. But then Azul is, like, he has a full-on mental breakdown. Starts going mad. And then by the time we get to, like, Jamil and Vil and Ida, they're all, like, way more depressing. And, like, full-on breakdowns. Ida's is definitely the more depressing one. But, like, Azul's just like, I've had it. I am angry, I am mad, I am no longer being composed. But, here's Ursula, I guess. Looking like she has fancy gloves. Oh, Malleus. Oh, Malleus. It's like Riddle to the extreme, that one. Just childish tantrum, really. I think it's funny, we start from childish tantrum to extreme childish tantrum when we get to Malleus. Yeah, I love the added detail on Azul with the little necklace, the conch necklace thing. I forget what it's actually called. But, yeah. I do like it. It is indeed nice. It only loses a few points because, it's a little bit too similar to what he actually looks like. And it feels so sad, because everybody else has, like, a very cool, like, drastic change in outfit, and, like everybody's skin tone also shifts, but, like, Azul's is just, that's just what he looks like. But I don't hate it, because he looks cool. It's just not my personal favorite because of the fact that there's, like, not much difference between the two forms. I keep trying to say something, but my comment got deleted both times. Oh no! I hope it's not, like, auto-moderation thing. Oh no. That's no good. I might need to fix those settings then. Because, I mean, for now I can just kind of get away with not really looking at it too much. It's... But, Jamil's turn. gaze upon it. His is also one that I like because, again, I like red. He has a lot more gold going on. Like, Riddle's color scheme is just red, black, and some white in there. Yeah, Azul is just Azul. Maybe this time will work. I was trying to say this. There's a simple way to end Azul's Overblot, you know? Ram him with a pole. Oof. Just jam it in there. Give him a jab. Calm him down. By that logic, you gotta yeet Jamil into the desert. Yeah, Jamil's Overblot design is also one of my favorites, because again, red color scheme. I love it. I love it so much. And gold. It's very pretty. I've drawn it a few times. It is kind of tricky. Especially because, like, there's a design going on underneath the gold. That's, like, in the front here. There's, like, a full-on Cobra design just hiding there that you don't really notice until you actually have to draw him, and you're just like, oh my gosh. Love the snake hair, but the hat. No, Jamil just has to become a genie and be fooled to make a wish. I do love the snake hair, though. Like, it is such a nice touch. Just emphasize the snake feature, because yes. I think unless I'm misremembering what happened. I mean, yeah, that happens first, and then you throw him in the desert. You trick him into becoming an all-powerful entity, and then make him be confined to a lamp for all eternity. But yeah, I do like his design. I like the gold. I like how his face vaguely looks like it has a Jafar's facial hair going on. I think that's a nice detail. Because it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I see what you're going here. I like it. He looks cool. I have like a weird little affinity for like snake themed things. I just think they're really neat. Even though I'm also like, I don't really like actual snakes, but I just think they look cool at the same time. The only thing missing from Jamil's Overblot is no wisecracking bird. Good thing there's no Jasmine, because imagine if that happened. The red dress! Oh no. That would be a very interesting take then. Oh boy. But also I like what he has going on with the legs here. Unlike everybody else, he has like a cool little pattern here with like gemstones and all that. I just think that's really neat. I like how it looks like. I just like it. I love it so much. That's all I can say. He's just very pretty. And then his monster is just Jafar Genie, but also Snake Tail kind of a thing going on. Infinite cosmic powers. Itty bitty living space. It's so Chimilka's up here because I love it. I love it a lot, really. The aesthetics get me. I'm a sucker for snakes and fancy things. And red. And Jamil's crazy eyes. I love Jamil's crazy eyes. I love it when he just loses it. The real devious side comes out. And next, the ultimate beauty, Vilshonheit. I love this one so much. This also hits one of my favorite aesthetics. We'll get to Ida. He's up next. We're kind of going in order of when they've overblotted, so. We go to Ville, and this just hits every aesthetic that I love, except for, like, the red, but still. This is a specific thing. Like, corruption. Ville, our queen. Our corrupted queen. I like how he has, like, the gold nail things in the crowd, and the thing in the back that looks kind of vaguely like a halo, which gives, like, a weird, like, religious symbolism or whatever, but it's, like, corrupted. I love it. I'm surprised there's so much cross-dressing. I think this is the only technical way to get away with it, is to just make it look like they're wearing a skirt, but they have pants. Or they're wearing a robe. They're wearing fancy robes because Disney won't let the boys wear dresses. They gotta still wear their pants. Which is sad because I just let Ville wear a skirt. We were so close, but they were just pants. Yes, this is also one of my favorites because, like, just the way that it's, like, feathery down here goes from, like, that purple to, like, ink stained and black, and you got all the, like the gold, and it's just beautiful. And then the inside of, like, that robe thing that he's wearing is, like, a thick material. Like, you can kind of see what it actually looks like. It's just, I love it. It's like he's got a quilt on or something. Maybe the halo is to visually represent the vanity and self-righteousness of the evil queen. Yeah. Like, it has, like, this thing going on of, like, corrupted beauty. And I love that so much. And then the Overblot monster is the hag. When the queen turns herself into the hag. So, like, I think this is probably also my favorite combination of, like, Overblot and Overblot monster, where it's like, yes, this really represents what the evil queen is all about. Because Ville looks absolutely stunning, even though he's, like, lost his mind at the moment. And then the monster in the back is, like, this old hag creature. I love it. It looks like the glass face is smiling. I know it's a crack, but it fits the evil queen's smile. Ooh, that is a good detail. Because I know that that this is like an apple shape. But now that you point out the crack kind of looks like it's smiling, that's also really nice. I love it so much. This is just peak aesthetics. And the little nail-covered cloth things are also something I like. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same kind of ones that Crowley has. Because these are, like, if you look closely, they're like little bird skulls on his fingers. The mirror probably has PTSD with the Overblot. Good thing the mirror can't see what's happening. If that is the same mirror. Can't see all this madness going on. He's trapped in the mirror chamber anyway. Yes, we're putting Ville up at the top as well because yes, he is beautiful even when he's losing his mind and not acting his best. It's very attractive. Twisted Wonderland unironically did a better evil queen than Snow White 2025. Yes, indeed. They really did. As well as a better Snow White, even though you don't see Neji a lot. When you do see him, he really does kind of represent what the character actually represents. Which is funny, because Neji is clearly a very different take on the character. Like, all of these characters are different takes on what these characters represent. But yet they match it so well. And I adore that. I adore the dedication. Next up, hold on, I need to find the image. Edis is, ugh. Edis is big. I need to pull up a completely separate image because I could not fit everything on one slide. Like, I had most of this prepared last night, but, like, Ida's was just a pain. Because nothing fit. Ida Overblot gave me the ick at first, but low-key, it's not bad. But Rachel's regular Snow White misses the core lesson that made Snow White so popular to begin with. In fact, she isn't even who she was. Yep. There's such a simple sweetness to Snow White. Okay. Here's Ida. At least part of Ida's Overblot. Because, This is huge! This is huge! In comparison to all the other ones so far, they're like relatively like not that gigantic. They're still big. But Ida's is insanely huge. We'll just put him down here. Cause oh my gosh, that thing is gigantic. This is why it's locked up. This is why it's locked up in Tartarus. It's too big. It's a threat to society. And I just had to add the little thing that Ida does have like color changing emotional fire hair. Hey, that huge ortho though. Ortho's in there somewhere. They're like, both orthos are in there somewhere. They're like merged into that thing. That thing is humongous. And it's like connected to Ida too, because like all of these are like vaguely like connected to the person. But I think Ida's is definitely more noticeable because of just how different it is. Like his case is like the odd one. Ida's flame on his head looks like ice cream. But also, I see the designer of it was also a Lord of the Rings and Dark Souls fan. it do be given Dark Souls boss energy. The fight for this thing was also the most intense. Surprisingly, even though Malleus was like, you fought him a bunch of times. Like, you fight him like 3 times or something. You fight Malleus a few times, but like, there's like weapons you need to fight him. And same thing here with Ida's Overblot. It's just that you had to face off against 3 other giant Overblot monsters that were like the Titans from Hercules. So you had to get rid of them first because they were in the way. Then you got to go to Ida at the bottom, and charge that giant laser lightning thing, and then blast him like 3 times with it. Love the color change though. Yeah, it's a fun detail. He do be changing colors, but like in this Overblot, it's definitely more intense than what he actually is capable of doing. Ida is the hardest Dark Souls boss, changed my mind. Malleus technically is. we'll get to Malleus, but right now, Ida is definitely like, yeah, that I wouldn't want to fight that thing in a video game either. Not only because it's gigantic, huge, and menacing, but also because every time you hit it, you hear Ortho screaming, and I don't like it. The corrupted screams of however many souls are in that thing is just, oh boy, it makes my heart hurt. It was not fun fighting that in-game. It made me sad. I was like, I'm so sorry, Ortho, no! But yeah, this is also the only Overblot that has a live 2D sprite and the little PNG chibi thing going on, because it's that humongous. And like, you wouldn't really be able to get to see the whole thing without looking at the sprite. I thought Ortho was his own Overblot. Ortho is the monster, technically. Ortho's technically this thing. At least the first ortho. The robot ortho is also now a part of this thing, so like, yeah, both orthos are that thing. Ida and ortho hair changing is always so cool. Also, poor ortho screaming! And when Ida's hair turns pink, it's kind of cute. Yeah. No, ortho is the Overblot. Yeah. But the thing is that the monster itself has been there since, like, forever. It's just that ortho is also a part of it. Because I think they did explain that the monster was, like, always kind of there. I just think, this is me guessing, but I think it probably looks more like, the reason it probably looks a little bit like this is because ortho is a part of it now. But, like, the thing itself has always been there. It's why it's contained and why it's gigantic and why it's huge. Because in terms of, like, the Overblot monsters, I'm pretty sure Ida's is the largest creature out of all of them. My boy Ortho deserves better. He lives, though. He lives. He survives. And that's also why I love him. You made it through. You lived. I'm putting it here. I'm putting Ida in general here into the I love it. Because it's definitely more of like the story behind it that I love more. The design is cool. I love it. But it's also hard to draw. Points taken because I can't draw it very well. But in general, I love it. Well, Robot Ortho lives. And the original Ortho just wants his brother to continue living. Oh, the tragedy. I love it. And lastly, Malleus Draconia. He's fascinating. This fascinating dragon creature. Let me get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. Goodbye, Ida. Yeah, like, surprisingly, you'd think he'd have, like, a giant dragon behind it, but the dragon isn't even that big? I mean, I think it's supposed to be huge in context of, like, actual scale. But, like, the in-game model is kind of small in comparison to him. The dream card! Ah! It's beautiful! There's so much green. Like, it looks more like green fire. Like, it's like, it gives the illusion that it's green fire just coming up behind him, but it's like thorns. I love it. It's definitely a color combination that you have to, like, you either love it or you hate it. Malleus isn't hot as Overblot. He's literally the thing nightmares are made of. It's something that parents would definitely warn their kids about. He's the monster under your bed. Love that the vine is like the tongue. Yeah. On the dragon thing. But it's like the jaw, because like the Maleficent dragon kind of, like, when you look at it, like, without the colors, like, there's like I don't know what it's called, but like there's like things that look like whiskers coming down it. If you've seen what the animation looks like before it's all like colored and finished, you can actually see a lot of the details for the dragon that kind of get covered up when it's colored. Also yeah, I love the tail too. It's like, it's glowing. It's like some Godzilla thing where it's like about to charge your attack and everything starts glowing. You can even see it with the horns too. Again, the forehead scales, my beloved. Malleus and his adorable forehead scales. The fact that he only has like 2 of his fingers in like a gauntlet is kind of funny to me. It's like, yeah, you could have had a whole glove, but who cares? It looks cool like this. Philip would have a ball with Overblot Malleus. Well, Silver did. Oh yeah, Silver did indeed. Silver, he done did his best. Yeah, there's something about Overblot Malleus, man. The ink on his face kind of looks like dragon scales too. I love the corset thing. I love this cage thing here that looks like vines. Whatever's going on here. Just, I like it, and I like the colors. Cause like, green and purple is a very like color scheme that it's like you either love it or you don't. Depending on how well it looks together, like how you design it. And I like how Malleus uses these colors, cause that neon green looking lime color is kind of an obnoxious color. But I think it works well. Make it pink, make it blue. Part even in Silver's dream card. It's pink and blue. Oh yeah, I love that. Love it so much. It made me happy. I thought Kaleem got an Overblot. How many characters have yet to Overblot that can possibly do so? I want a Kaleem Overblot. I can't see Kaleem overblotting. I really can't. As cool as it would be, I just can't see him personally doing that. Like, surprisingly, he's very emotionally stable as a character. And so far, only 7. The 7 dorm leaders, well, not all 7 dorm leaders, but like 6 dorm leaders plus Jamil. So basically, the 7 characters based off of the Disney villains that the dorms are based off of have overblotted. And I kind of mentioned in the beginning that I was debating whether or not to talk about Grimm, because I think he technically does, but we have no context for that yet. Then on-screen chat is out of order again. I made the last comment about overblots before the make it pink comments. Oof. I have it set to live, so I don't know what's happening. Technology. Me and Malleus do not like technology. Who would be the most dangerous if overblotted? I'd say the Twilps. Well, if Malleus didn't overblot, I'd probably agree, but I'm pretty sure Malleus is the most dangerous thing. Had to nearly get an entire secret government agency to take him down. And even then, they didn't have to do it. They just use Lilia's old weapon because it's like the only thing that could literally take him down. Just repurpose Lilia's old sword thing. Can Grimm overblot? It's possible. It's possible. I do think it's possible for Grimm to overblot, because like there's like a running joke, sort of, where after every overblot, Grimm finds this weird black rock thing and he eats it. And he's like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever had. And it's like, stop eating rocks off the floor. They're not good for you. And eventually you find out that those black rock things are like crystallized blot. And Grimm's eaten like 5 of these things. So I'm not surprised if he eventually does overblot, because that thing you fight in the prologue battle definitely resembles Grimm. But then it also has like weird little features that kind of resemble all the other characters who've overblotted so far. Which is very unsettling, because when you look at whatever the Grimm thing looks like from the beginning of the game, it has like human hands, and that's kind of creepy. Grimm would definitely be the most dangerous overblot. Yes. Yes, he would. And probably the Twils. But again, I think the Twils are surprisingly emotionally stable, despite Floyd being the most moodiest creature ever. Yeah, now that Malleus is technically nerfed, Grimm's probably gonna be the next Overblot, but we don't know yet. We don't know what's happening. This is all speculation at the moment. But, yeah. Let me see if I can find the image for Grim. I don't know where that would be categorized. I don't know if it's actually under his, files or not. I think it's under other. A creature. Yep, I found it. It is under other. This chimera-looking creature. We'll just have a bonus discussion about it. Because, oh boy, is it interesting. It is quite the creature. Hold on, let me just put Malleus. Let me just put Malleus where I think he goes. He goes up. He goes up here. There we have it. This list will be posted later. When this is done. Now you know my thoughts. But, yeah, let me just talk about Grim. Or at least this creature. I'm fine with just having that be gone. I'll just leave this in the background now. But, yeah. The Grim creature from the prologue. We'll talk about that for a minute, because it is an interesting creature. Imagine Crowley Overblot, though. Oh, boy. Finally, we'll figure out what he's based on. Because I absolutely have no idea. Nobody does. What? There we go. There it is. This scary looking thing. It is horrifying, and it's most clearly Grim. But, like, you notice the little weird details about it. That'd be hell if Crowley overblooded. I'd be afraid to see what that is. I'd bet it's a crow. I wonder what Crowley would look like as an overblot. Yeah. Grim foreshadowing Overblot. Indeed. He introduces us to Overblots before we even know what it is. Like, yeah, when you really look at it, there's like, you know, you can clearly see the head is very, very grim, very cursed grim creature. But then you have like tentacles coming out of it. And then you have wings, snake tail, dragon-like legs, creepy arms. Just there's something that looks like fur on the back too. Now that I'm noticing it, I'm just like, there's a lot going on here. Grim looks like a mix between a regular chimera, one of Scar's hyenas, and that gargoyle from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, like he's a mix of a bunch of things in there. Like, there's a lot going on, and considering that he ate those random stones he found lying off of the ground, I'm not surprised. What I think, like, I think because he's been eating all those stones, it's definitely gonna affect how his overblot looks, because, like, it's crystallized blot from different people. And all those different people had different monsters. Who would win, Overblot Grim or Overblot Malleus? Good question, because Grim is a mystery. It's like I want to say Malleus, but because Grim is from some weird mysterious origins, I think probably Grim. We don't know why he exists. We don't know where he came from. He has no idea where he came from. He just knows he wants to be a great little mage. What if the other staff overblotted? OMG. Oh, that would be crazy. But again, those characters seem very emotionally stable. A little crazy, but emotionally stable. And there seems to be something going on. I think it is in Igniheim's chapter, where Ida kind of mentions that these overblots are kind of weird and suspicious. Because, like, when they were testing the people who did Overblot, he was like, Leona realizes really quickly when something's not right, so why did he Overblot in the first place? Like, he's like really confused. Same with like Azul or Jamil and Vil. He's like, that's really weird. Like, why did these people Overblot? He's not surprised that Riddle did, because Riddle seems like he has a lot of issues. Like, he's already kind of shown that he's, like, very emotional as a person, surprisingly. And Azul always kind of had, like, this fake charm going on, so it's like, yeah, it's like, I'm not surprised, but, like, everybody else was, like, very composed. It's like, either you just did a really good job of looking composed, or something's not right. Something's going on here. I'm very suspicious. And then he ends up overblotting too. So it's like, I think there's even more reason why this is suspicious, you know? Like, something's going on. Fake charm in what way? Azul's, like, very, like, he really talks, like, kind of like a little bit of, like, a sleazy businessman type, where he's, like, you know, he's just really trying a little bit too hard to get you to sign deals with him. Like, he tries so hard to put on, like, well, not try so hard, but, like, you can kind of feel that he's putting on a little bit of, like, an act. Like, he's very, like, I'm very good at putting on the most perfect version of what I think people want to hear. Now, you know what we need? A you Overblot. I don't know. I mean, that'd be interesting for, like, the manga, but, like, I can't see it happening for the game, because, like, we don't have one. We don't have a form. And I feel like Grimm's the closest to that, because Grimm's kind of like that creature that kind of, like, is like your little guide that helps you throughout the story, in a sense. It's like that's kind of your pseudo representation in a way. I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, before I forget, because I did mention this earlier, I'm working on that asset. That's not what I wanted to show. Let me just hide that real quick while I get what I'm looking for. Oops. Baby Malleus, work in progress. I still need to fix this. He do be needing a little bit of adjustment. Let me see. Before I forget, I must show you. I did not mean to do this. I don't like my mouth. I thought manga didn't have a player character. The manga technically has, like, different use. Like, each dorm chapter has a different main character. that's alongside Grimm. The current protagonist for Hearts Labiole is you. Just grab the manga right here because I have it. What's his name again? I think it's Yukin. Yeah, the first U is Yukin. The second one I think is Yuya. I forget the third. And I kind of forgot what the fourth one's name was. But yeah, they got different main characters for that. Aha! I found what I am looking for. There we go. I designed one for my own creature, my own little guy. Never get over book 3, you a chubby you. April Fools for baby Malleus. What about an Overblot for the ramshackle ghosts? I don't know. But anyways, here's my boy based on Ka with an Overblot design that I came up with. I can just turn that off to see it better. That's why I opened the actual like Photoshop-esque document. just to get a better look of the creation I created. Everything's laggy a bit, don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah. I had fun with this one. I was definitely taking a little bit off of like Leona's design for like inspiration, as well as the snake hair thing from like Jamil's. More snake hair, except it's just one. because he has like a braid, and I'm like, ooh, that'd be cool to make it a little snake, like a two-headed snake. Biblically accurate twist in Wonderland, OC. And then the head thing, it looks like Ka. He's a big old snake. Big old thing. Yeah. Cause he a long boy. He long. He's like 3 times the size of the Twils when he looks like a snake. He's not as tall as them, but he longer. he a big boy. An upwardly tall big boy. Yeah, that's what I did. And also I made his eyes freaky. I did the color thing going on with his eyes. He's a very mesmerizing creature. You should have added a hypnotic effect to the crystals on the top, like how Ka's eyes are hypnotic. Yeah, that's why I did it to his actual face. I did that for his actual face instead. Because, like, as far as I can tell, all of the Overblot designs, like the Overblot ink jar things that they have for heads all look kind of the same. Like, they all have, like, a dark black gem on the top, and, like, they're all vaguely symbolic of, like, the villain that it's based off of. So I just kept in line with that, but because I want to add that effect with the eyes, I just put it on his eyes. Because he could just do that. Like, you know what? Why not? He could just do that. So yeah, that's my Overblot boy. He do be snake. he do be snake. They do adore my snake. Yeah, no. Go away now. We'll go here. Making Overblot OCs are always good for my Yzma OC, who is a father figure to Cusco OC. The Overblot, and there's a cat stuff in there. That is a nice little detail. I like that. I think the funny thing about that is that the only reason that she turns into a cat is because it was like a reference to the fact that Eartha Kitt was Catwoman. I was like that. I think that's a funny little detail. It's just, oh yeah. Along with the fact that nobody in the recording booth was prepared to hear the voice. That's a genuine reaction of, is that my voice? Why is it squeaky? But yeah, oh man, I closed out. I closed out of the thing before I had no. Oh no. Let me open that tab back up. I closed out of it too early. Oh no. I need to save it. There we go. Now I can close out of it. He even has an assistant named Kovu who pulled the wrong lever. Wrong lever. And you know, I think that's it for the day. You know, I think I'm done for the day. I probably have another surprise for tomorrow because I'm still working on the Malleus, this Malleus item here, because again, I cannot afford real baby Malleus, but I can pretend I can with the power of art and VTubing. So prepare to see baby Malleus a few more times, even tomorrow when we talk about dolls. Tomorrow's the fashion doll tier list thing where I'm gonna find another tier list but ranking fashion dolls and seeing my knowledge, because I only know mostly about the dolls I grew up with. There are no thoughts behind those eyes. Not a single coherent thought is going on in there. It's just observing. He's observing the world for the first time and is in awe of everything. But yeah, tomorrow's the fashion doll thing. And then Friday is a special event where I show off my dolls. It's probably not going to be a hand cam, but I'm probably just gonna take pictures of each of these dolls and make a funny little asset. I think that'd be the best way to show off. Because I don't know if I can make a hand cam work. I don't really have a good setup for that. And I can't really add VTube Studio on my phone because storage issues, and I prefer having Twisted Wonderland on my phone over everything else. So yeah, the rest of the week should continue to go as planned. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Tuesday, and hopefully we can have music back again, because I gotta wait for the ad blocker to update so that way I can actually use YouTube in a way that works. Because too many ad breaks, and need to refresh my Google history or whatever, because I don't want to. Bye bye. I hope to see you tomorrow. And I'll still have baby Malleus.